inviting the convert along for the ride. And this is it's a fascinating idea that I first heard listening to a tape of Rabbi Soloveitchik in 1993. And it relates to Yitro coming along the journey. Does he come or does he not come? And there seems to be a fair amount of confusion, right? In our parsha, in Parshat Bahalotcha, so we find this is in the 10th chapter of Bamidbar Perek Yud. Moshe says to Chovab, his father-in-law, right? No, we are traveling to the land that Hashem said He's going to give to us, right? Lecha itanu, you Yitro, come with us. Ve'hetavnu lach, we're going to be good to you, right? Vayomer Elav ben Yitro says back, no, lo elech, I'm not going. Ki mel artzi ve'el moladati elech. Going to go back to, right, to my land, to my birthplace, right? The language fascinatingly almost suggests a reversal of Avraham Avinu, who was leaving his birthplace and his land. Yitro wants to return, right? And Moshe pleads, Vayomer al nata azovi tanu, please don't leave. Right, the next pasuk, Hayaki telechi manu, when you go with us, right, because you know exactly where it's supposed to be. You know the desert. You can help lead us, and it's going to be very good for you. That story ends. We do not know the answer to that question. Does Yitro come? Does he go? We don't. We just get Vayisuma Har Hashem, and they start traveling. We don't get the end of the conversation between Moshe and, right, Yitro. Does he come? Does he not? It's very unclear. If you look, when Yitro is introduced, the beginning of Sefer Shmos, right, the book of Exodus, so there Yitro comes and he brings, right, Moshe first is in Yitro's house, then Yitro brings Moshe's wife and children to join them. Right, and then famously by Yitro heard and he came and it was great. And he heard all the miracles that Hashem did for us. And it was fabulous. At the end of that story, it says, "Vayelech lo el artzo," right, that Yitro goes back to his house. And the question that commentators grapple with is this one story written in two different places, or is it two separate stories? Right, two separate stories is the simplest. Yitro comes in Shmos, then he goes back to his house. At some point that the Torah neglects to mention, Yitro rejoins the Jewish people, and then we have this conversation. We're not sure, does he come, does he go? We have no idea. That's one reading, chronologically accurate as it is in the Chumash. The other reading, right, which is the reading of Rashi, is to merge these two stories, right? The story from our story in Bamidbar actually occurs back in Shmos. And when it says in Shmos he went back home, that's the conclusion of our story. After the negotiations, right, Yitro does go back home. But on both of these explanations, right, there are serious questions. If we read it straight and we have no idea if Yitro went home or not, we have to ask the question, why leave it so open-ended? Why not tell us the answer? Why not tell us if Yitro went or not? And according to Rashi, that Yitro did go home, and this story really happened in Shemot, why is it recorded? Why in the world is it recorded in the book of Bamidbar? And the answer to both of those questions is actually the same. The point of discussing Yitro coming is to highlight for us and teach us for generations that the nations of the world are welcome on this journey should they wish to join us. We don't proselytize, we don't force, right? We don't demand that people join the Jewish people, but if somebody wants from outside of the Jewish nation would like to join us and they're sincere, they are most welcome to join us and they have what to offer us. And therefore, it doesn't matter if Yitro comes or not. That's beside the point. Therefore, it's not written. The point And to highlight this point, we're not told whether he comes because the point is the invitation, right? The point is that we should know that they're welcome. Whether they come or not is irrelevant. The Torah leaves it out. According to Rashi, why is it taken out of Shemot and put here? This discussion for the very same reason. In Shemot, they were still in the desert. Now is the time we journey, and this was Rabbi Soloveitchik's point. Right, the rest of it was the build-up to the Rav's point. He said the reason that it's put here is because this Parshat Ba'alotcha is preparation for the journey to Israel. Right, we get a little waylaid next week's Parsha by the spies, but the preparation to go is Ba'alotcha, is Naso, Bamidbar. And therefore we make sure to include the invitation to somebody like Yitro from outside of the Jewish people. Part of our journey is the invitation to those outside that if they wish to join us, they are most allowed, they are most welcome, and they have what to offer and what to teach the Jewish people. Shabbat Shalom.